Hey everyone, it's Rose Crystal, and I'm back with another Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair episode. Last time, well, the investigation for that chapter was very, very intense, as shown by last week's episode. Nagito was found dead in the warehouse, dead in a very grisly and very horrific way. So now we're gonna pick up this episode with the trial and see who killed him. This is known as the final class trial, so let's see if Monokuma really holds to his word. So without any further ado, let's begin. I wasn't too sure how to explain this one.
Damn right.
Looks like everyone's here.
Huh?
This is it? There shouldn't be more people?
Damn it.
Stop, you're making me depressed.
Stupid fool!
You're making me depressed!
So
it's going to happen again. The cruel conflict where we must doubt our friends. Once they're through with this, you can go back, right?
That's right.
That Monokuma person said so, didn't he? He said this is the last class trial.
Damn it.
We've been tricked every step of the way. There's no way I can believe that so easily.
Of course not.
Why can't you believe it? The guy's making us do this is all the one saying it, you know?
You know, right?
That's why he'll definitely survive. You can really go home after you deal with this class trial.
That's right.
I'll definitely find out who the killer is, no matter what. You don't have to pull out all the stops. Whoa, what happened to her?
You.
What the frick? Why are you here? You haven't realized it yet? That feeling of wanting to leave this island? Thinking like that is Monokuma's trap, you know?
Huh?
What are you saying?
Got it?
There's no way Monokuma will end things here. He's planning something far worse. Stop trying to jinx us.
I'll beat you up!
Damn right, stupid rabbit should just shut up. Everyone, you mustn't run away from despair. Huh? I have finally realized, after losing my powers, I've realized that cursing your powerlessness or your fate accomplishes nothing. Possibility may be small, but as long as there's a possibility, you must face it in order to become someone who can be proud of yourself. So I will fight.
Huh?
What's hurt you? I don't really know, but she seems different from before. Maybe she read a self-help book.
Wait.
But her eyes, she looks so determined.
You.
Can you just start looking at those button eyes? Make sure you turn off Minimaro, but you don't have to start talking during the trial. Fine.
But still.
So I understand what Monami is saying, I think. Anyway, let's get going. Still the last class trial.
Yep.
You're right, we need to fight as much as we can, no matter what hopeless truth awaits us in the end. That, as much as I hate to admit it, is very true. This is the end. I kept saying those words to myself over and over within my mind. I entered Monokuma Rock. So the final class trial. Down we go.
Yeah.
This elevator ride, this will be the last time for this too, right? I hope so.
Well,
Let's worry about things after we're finished.
you are right.
More importantly, you should focus on the class trial before us. And see who murdered Nagito in such a horrifying way, because there
Damn it.
are, yeah, the killer managed to kill someone like Nagito. There's no way this is going to go smoothly. I mean, I still can't believe one was able to do that. Nagito is problematic in many ways, but he was also a valuable asset during the trials. Yeah, you're right. Back during the final ordeal, we were completely dependent on him. But even if he's gone, the ones who survived need to stand and fight. We must fight. That we should, because it's our lives on the line. And then the door slowly opens. This bright light greeting us. Is that the light of hope, or the light of despair? The final trial grounds.
Well now.
Now that the chatterbox Nagito is gone, there's only 6 of you left.
Shut the hell up.
Enough! Just freaking start this already.
Hey.
Okay, this is it, right? This is really the last class trial, right?
Yep.
Yep, sure is. So you gotta show some enthusiasm and make sure you give it your all.
All right.
Until you said it, this is the end. She doesn't think so.
Now then.
Let's get this trial started.
Viva killing!
This is the last class trial. Let's show some enthusiasm. Let's kill each other. This is the 5th class trial. According to Monokuma, this is also the last class trial. That curtain is about to rise. Oh, geez, yeah. Nagito Komaeda, the ultimate lucky student. When I first met him, I thought he was a nice guy. He came across as very sociable. Yeah, about that. But his true nature held such a demented thought process that was nothing like his outward appearance. He said he believed in hope more than anything else. He said he was yearning for a power of hope that could overcome any despair. He said he even helped despair just to prove that hope will never lose to despair. And he said he'd become a stepping stone for hope. His way of thinking was completely screwed up. There's also times where he saved us, too. Someone like him was killed. That was the end of him. And I have no idea at all who did it, but... Well, we gotta find out, because, again, our lives are on the line. There's no way we can end this without knowing. We'll be consumed by despair. That's why we absolutely have to find out. The person who finished off Nagito. The killer who murdered Nagito. In order to return from this despair alive, we need to reach the truth. As Monokuma says it's really the class trial, that's all the more reason we need to do this. And so, this life-threatening trial of hope and despair, the last one, has begun. Oh boy. I have a feeling it's not going to be as straightforward as you think. Because guess what? It never is. So naturally, we're going to start the class trial right after this because I'm going to set skills first. No, wait, never mind. I don't have any hope fragments with me, so, no. We are going to finish preparations and go right into the class trial. Let's go.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it.
Oh, she's not next to Monokuma anymore.
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Them's the rules.
Oh my! Monami? My cute little sister? You're awfully quiet. What's happened to you?
She's done with your bowl. That's what happened.
You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit?
I don't even know.
Whoa! Chesto!
Whoa! Stop it!
One more time!
Dude, you're gonna kill her.
Jeez! How about this one?
Oh.
This will be my final blow!
Monami.
It's useless.
Please stop! I feel bad for Monomi.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monami. The class trial has started, after all. The victim this time is Nagito, who was attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
So am I.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
Well, that could be a possibility, but who says that's the answer?
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
What? When did you get that idea?
Don't say something so stupid! There's no way in hell I'm the traitor!
Now that's more like it. Why don't you guys hurry and start arguing already?
Aren't they already doing that? The traitor, and the killer who murdered Nagito, is here, right? Are they the same person? Or... That's what we're here to find out, Hajime. Let's settle this.
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up! I'm telling you, they were torturing him!
Gives you that idea.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito!
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him?
Traitor's identity?
Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko!
Oh, jeez.
I found it by coincidence.
We were all searching for it, weren't we?
There's no way I'd torture someone.
Why did the killer have to torture Nagito? No, would moving Nagito's body really cause like torture in the first place?
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up! I'm telling you, they were torturing him!
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito!
What makes you say that?
No, that's wrong.
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything. If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
I'm prepared!
Yep, saw it coming. The text cut off. So we know when it's coming.
Ah, I just realized it! It's a trap!
Trap?
Stupid Hajime! You got caught in that trap!
What trap? Stupid. Alright, what is it?
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap! He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
Damn it!
Okay, listen to what he's saying. Your response.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap! He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
Kazi seems unusually confident. I should ask him why that
Like
is.
you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you obviously assume he couldn't talk. But that was the trap! He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
I can't back down!
Back to my mouth. Back to my mouth.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
True.
Pay attention, this is how it went down. First, the killer tortured Nagi and got information about the bomb's location.
Hold on.
Then, after they killed him,
Nope.
Allow me to cut through
The
those
duct tape
words!
was on before the torture even started.
No, there's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
what did you say?
Yep, because remember what Chiaki said about the duct tape.
Who cares about the duct tape? We might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
With our life on the line? Oh, thank you.
We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
True, and that's exactly what I said.
Why do you always side with Haji-man? Do you have a crush on him or something?
Are you in elementary school or something? Whoa, okay. Are you sure these trials aren't for roasting students instead? Because I could totally see that happening.
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
Yep.
The blood on his face came from his arm wounds, which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
Yep.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth. He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so we wouldn't be able to scream.
Yep, that's most likely the best conclusion I can come to.
Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
Most people would at this point in the game.
Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer?
If so, friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard.
Yeah, to completely hide their identity.
If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
What else would it be for?
Can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that?
We were all standing by the door.
When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Yeah. And right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
Which means, it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it was only a coincidence, the timing was just too perfect.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
That's my conclusion too.
Some kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect. Alrighty then, let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
Can you stop being a simp for 10 seconds and help us out?
Damn right it is!
Reason for the fire on the fire. We need to clear that first. Alright, so let's figure this out.
The direct cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
The killer used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
That could be a way.
Some way? Maybe they used invisible thread.
No.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
Or perhaps opening the door caused...
Nope, because, yeah, right there. The Monokuma
I agree
panels.
with that.
The Monokuma panels in front of the door.
I also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
Just as I thought! It was the wind pressure! A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan!
No.
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels. A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right? It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line.
And you can see some of them are burned back there, too.
Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Does that mean anything?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
A domino effect? You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
And they're so satisfying, believe me.
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels. So when we opened the warehouse door, the first panel toppled into the second, and from there, they fell like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
Then started the fire.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
The killer did one thing to hide domino effects. Well, I think I have an idea. The music, right? Because it was playing so loud that it hid the panel.
You're talking about the MP3 player, right? That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse
Yep, there we
masked
go.
the sound of the falling panels.
The inside of the warehouse felt even darker because our eyes were released to the bright sunlight outside. Within that dark slot, hymnal blared through the warehouse at full volume. Hey, do you guys hear something? Yeah, it's really damn loud. It's not just like listening crap. No, I'm not talking about the music. That's on cue. It suddenly started.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
It's fine, I'll open it slowly. No, that's not the problem. Seriously, it'll be fine. With those words, Akane brushed off everyone's warnings and slowly opened the door to the warehouse. I'll have to start opening. It's suddenly blocking the door, I can barely open it. I knew it, it's a trap, seriously, just stop it, okay? Didn't I tell you it'd be fine, just gotta use a little more force. What happened to opening it slowly? Akane ignored their protest and mighty kicked the door forward.
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter.
Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire. At least, that's how it looks.
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
But the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
That door was the only entrance to the warehouse. That's what Chuck is talking about is, the killer couldn't have left.
I see! If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, the killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Now that you mention it.
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
You don't mean...
That's true. This murder. Oh no!
Hajime? What do you mean?
It just came to me! The person who set up a domino outside the warehouse. There's only one person who could have done that. Unfortunately, they've already met their demise.
This is my answer! What if it was Nagito?
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
Doesn't mean he still could have not played a part in this.
He wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
Huh?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator, too. maybe.
Are you saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid.
It's still possible. Think about it.
His body was covered in torture wounds. Or did you already forget?
Well, think about it. Who else could have gotten in there, okay? We were all standing outside the door, and by the time we got in, Nagito was dead. So, yeah, it would have taken a lot of time to set up, still.
Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
I mean, look at the guy. He was crazy up until the end.
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
Let's just calm down. Let's just explore every possibility. Like you said, it seems impossible if you think about it, but I feel like I'm overlooking something. And usually we are, so let's just explain it and see how it could have been done.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
For any normal person.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
That's me right now. Our assumption Nagito committed suicide is correct. Nagito should tie himself up too. That's okay, right?
To actually tie up your own arms and legs.
It was possible with that burn rope.
No, that's wrong!
Hold on a sec. Isn't that premise flawed?
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were...
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms.
Because one of his
The rope on his right
arms
arm was completely
burnt.
burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that.
Who knew what it looked like before the fire burned it?
But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
Proof that the burnt rope on his right arm is a trap. Because his right sleeve.
I see!
Because it wasn't burned.
Take a close look at his right sleeve. Even though the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all. Wouldn't you agree? A burn like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural. That rope was burned in advance so it would look like it was burned in the fire.
Then Nagito's right arm wasn't tied up, right? He was able to move it freely, right?
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you cop a feel if you want.
I have no clue what that means.
Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
Wait, what?
That's definitely wrong.
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
What are we even... When did this happen?
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about Nagito.
Oh.
I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know.
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand.
Ah, that much is obvious.
Hajime, you tricked me! Give me back that Benjamin!
I have no clue what that means. It's charged, now she wants the money back. What the heck?
Hold on. There should be a way.
Then hurry up and spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin with 10,000% interest!
What the hell is a Benjamin? A way to stab yourself in your right hand using only your right hand. Okay, there's definitely an answer for this.
Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow
I'm gonna look at everyone's arguments.
and slammed his right hand down on it?
Propped it onto what?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily. We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand.
Nagito could use his right hand to stab himself in the palm. How do you do it?
Even if Nagito's right hand was... How could he stab his...
If he threw the knife and let the knife, could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow?
Yeah, with plushie.
I agree with that. The life-size Monokuma plushie. He must have used that to prop the knife.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach. He inserted the knife handle into that hole to prop it up. Then he slammed his hand onto it.
Which must have hurt like a female dog.
If that's it, he had to place the plushie near him. And it also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see. So that's the trick.
God, I can just feel the pain. I can't. No. Actually, no, I can't imagine that.
But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something.
And again, he would have come back as the clone thing.
A bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
Well, actually, my nails are not human-sized. I'm like, they grow way too fast for human nails.
After stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off toward the fire's origin point.
He probably thought the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko?
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem.
Which is?
The spear. Basically, you're saying Nagito committed suicide by impaling himself with a spear, right?
And you're asking how could he possibly have done that?
If you think about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito.
Yeah, because the spear would have killed him instantly.
If that's true, how is that possible? He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it and his left hand was all tied up.
Then he probably took the spear first, and as he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife into his right hand.
Yeah, but this spear was stabbed right into his chest. You don't have a long time to live after that.
There is a limit to his constitution. If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
What?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all that.
Oh my lord, Kazuichi. Stop being a simp and just... No.
Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Stop it.
Say it one more time.
Stop
I need
it.
to record it. For reasons.
Good lord, stop.
Hey, bastard, you better cut it out.
Like she said, in that condition, it's very difficult to stab yourself with a spear. It'd be hard to use a spear with a knife stabbed into your right hand while your left hand is tied up.
So you're saying it's impossible?
But no matter what I think, I can't believe Nagito's death was caused by someone else.
True.
I also agree with that. To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty, I could never believe that.
You say you can't believe it? You just don't want to believe it, right? But that's why you keep getting betrayed over and over again, right? Same goes for this time, too.
We didn't ask you to commentate. Please shut it.
You just shut your mouth. It's against the rules to interfere with everyone. If you even think about doing anything, I have a plan of my own.
Monotomy sassing me!
But it's just as Monokuma said. We've been betrayed over and over again so far. So this might also be the same. Calling this a suicide takes too much for granted, and it's too convenient.
True.
Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi?
I mean, you need to figure out every possibility.
Of course that doesn't include Miss Sonia and me.
As Kazuichi said, it's true we've been constantly betrayed. But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in everyone. No matter how many times I may be betrayed, I still want to believe in everyone.
I also want to believe that there's no killer, but suicide is unimaginable.
Do you really think so?
But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition.
I did say difficult, but I never said impossible.
Huh?
I feel that there's some way he could have stabbed himself with that spear.
What kind of way?
Again, remember what Sonia said? There could be a setup involved.
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's impossible to figure out by myself. So let's think about it together. That's how. We made it this far up till now.
Yep.
Everyone working together.
Right, made there's several ordeals up till now just by doing that. Even now.
Alright, let's do this.
Let's go.
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear? Let's work together and think this through.
When the spear stabbed Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
Then that rules out his left hand.
Like, that does not rule out his left hand.
If that's the case, the only other way is...
He used his teeth? Or maybe he used his front tail.
Why are we bringing that up again?
I know guys have tails that get hard when they're grabbed.
Good lord.
What are you saying?
A blushing Miss Sonia is freaking awesome!
Nagito committed to misuse to use his spear to stab himself. His arms and legs are tied up, there's no way to use some part of his body. Pretty used to this.
How did Nagito stab himself with a Let's work together. When the spear stabbed his right hand was...
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
Then that rules out his left hand.
Nope.
No, that's wrong! Hold on. It's still too early to dismiss the possibility that he used his left hand.
Why? I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know?
But there was something off about his left hand. The bloodstain on the palm of his hand. Don't you think it looked somewhat strange? He only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
When the blood splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
And I'm gonna save really fast because reasons. Wanna make sure.
That settles the description of that bloodstain. But it's not the only unnatural bloodstain. Look, there's blood on the back of his hand. Around the middle joints of his fingers.
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural bloodstain, but what's wrong with that?
We might need to think and use our imaginations for a bit. If there's blood on his palm and the back of his hand, what was his left hand doing as the blood splattered?
Well, according to that thing, he was probably gripping.
I see!
There was rope next to his hand, wasn't
When
it?
the blood splattered, he was probably gripping with his left hand. That's why there's such a strange-looking bloodstain on his palm and the back of his hand.
Was he grabbing his front tail?
Again, what makes you think he could reach that?
Perish the thought! He was obviously grabbing the spear!
Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild. He
Yep.
probably made his wounds mild on purpose, so he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
But even if he held the spear with his tied-up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself.
That's right, that's the problem.
Hey, Chiaki, what do you think? Hey, don't tell me you're getting sleepy.
At times like this, you should always strike from a good angle. Just like fixing an old TV.
Oh, I got it! Maybe.
Really?
Yeah, like I thought. It's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear, I think. However, what's important is what section of the spear he was gripping.
Which spear was he holding on to? I think it was the cord.
I see! That's it! Instead of the handle, Nagito must have been holding on to the cord. There was a metal weight at the tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too. Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by something.
Isn't the size of that cut-off section about the same size as a human fist?
Yep.
Ah, you're right! So this is the part Nagito was gripping, huh? And then, the blood that was supposed to end up here ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
Yep.
But why is it so important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
You're not gonna say he gripped the tip of the cord, swung the spear around, and stabbed himself, right?
That is where the clue to solve this mystery resides. Right, Chiaki? I am sorry. Of course this mystery will not be solved that easily.
Nagito was gripping the cord, extending from the butt of the spear with his left hand. But from there, how did he stab himself in the stomach with the spear?
It seems we are stuck. Shall we have tea time?
I doubt Monokuma will allow that, but We can try.
At a time like this, how about we stick to the plan to think one step at a time instead of expecting the answers all at once?
That's a mouthful.
That's a long plan name.
One step at a time. What does that mean?
Let's focus on the spear first. Namely, where it was and how it was positioned just before it impaled Nagito.
How it was positioned.
Nagito is facing up and the spear is stabbed through his stomach. So it's just before that? Could it be? See the spear in the fact Nagito is holding a clip of the cord attached. If I put those two together and think about it, I'll be able to figure it out. Where the spear was and which state it was in where it stabbed Nagito. So... I need to get my hands with the space key. Question 1. Where's Future's part impaled Nagito? It's gotta be above, right? Because the spear came down. And if there's obstacles, oh yeah, of course. Why not? Question 2. Besides spear, what else is above Nagito? Ceiling girder. Question 3. What item connects both the spear and the girder? Oh shoot. Apparently it's the blue answer. Probably should have seen that coming.
It's all coming together!
That's all it takes.
The spear impaled Nagito as he was laying face up. It must have been perpendicular to him just before that.
Perpendicular? In the middle of the air?
If Nagito did that all by himself, did he have some sort of ESP?
Nope.
That'd be awesome, but he probably used the ceiling girder directly above him.
Nagito probably slung the cord over the ceiling girder, and using that as a support, he hoisted the spear directly above him.
That's how it was done.
And if Nagito let go of the cord, the spear would have fallen and impaled him while he was laying face up.
I noticed a slight red streak on the ceiling girder. It probably got smeared there during the setup.
The blood on the cord probably rubbed off on the ceiling girder as the spear was falling. So, how about it? Using this method, Nagito could have impaled himself with the spear.
Are you serious? He really committed suicide? Like that?
It's gruesome, but then again, suicide is also gruesome.
He probably chose that spear so he could commit suicide like that. If someone else did this, there's no reason they'd go to all this trouble just to kill someone with a spear.
I agree. When I was investigating this case, I kept thinking over and over how strange it was. Why did the killer use the knife and the spear so differently?
So you're saying he needed to use that spear to pull off his trick?
Yeah.
Then, this is for real? He really committed suicide? Every single wound on his body. That was all him?
That's what we explained.
Not just that, he did all that while he was gripping the spear?
Yeah, because the spear had come on last.
that spear should not have stabbed Nagito until the very end. Which means Nagito wounded himself while he was gripping that spear, right?
Did he put the duct tape on his mouth too?
Yep.
He probably covered his own mouth so we wouldn't hear him screaming in pain.
Did he need to go that far?
Yeah, because he's deranged.
That's beyond crazy. Why would he do that to himself?
He was probably trying to get us to make a mistake. By committing a suicide that looked like a murder, he was trying to steer us toward the wrong answer.
That's very true.
His goal was to get us all executed.
And that's why he stabbed himself over and over again?
To make it look like a murder.
Did he want us to die that bad?
Dang.
That's messed up. That's seriously so messed up.
That's Nagito for you.
Yeah, that's our Nagito.
I'm starting to feel a little sympathetic for him. How stupid of me. I completely underestimated his capacity for malice. A mind-boggling malice. I've threatened this even when he's after he's died. That's the form of his malice. And I've got all about it until now. If he was here and I'd probably be sneering at me.
However, there is one thing I still do not understand. He said he would reveal the traitor, right? Whatever became of that?
He was probably planning to kill the traitor along with the rest of us.
So why did he not just do that in the first place? If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor.
I bet the bomb scare was part of the strategy behind this trick. He made us split up and search for a bomb so none of us would have an alibi.
That's a possibility too.
He created a scenario where any of us could have killed him.
He tried to make us doubt each other. It tried to hide the truth behind his suicide.
Did he cause a bomb scare for that reason alone?
Who knows what he does anymore?
He's a fucking bastard who killed himself for his delusions of grandeur. It's not that unthinkable.
Thanks for saying what I wanted to say, Fujiko, but what cannot say it here on camera.
You are right, I suppose.
Yeah, it appears we've come to a conclusion. Bastard Nagito committed suicide. It was all done by him so we'd be executed.
That should be okay, right? Right?
If you still have doubts, just say it.
What? You're not satisfied yet?
Again, just like I said, we'd all be executed if we got this wrong, so we need to do this so we can all be satisfied. Well, satisfied with our answers, of course.
No, I agree that Nagito killed himself, but I feel like there's something that doesn't make sense. It's probably just my imagination.
Why? I mean, I sort of understand what she's talking about. I don't think it's a mistake to assume Nagito committed suicide, but why do I feel so uneasy about it? It's because you don't know who the traitor is, or...
So what are you gonna do? Is it okay to proceed with the voting time?
Not yet.
What do you think, Akane?
Well, there's no doubt Nagito's death was a suicide. Oh well, I guess my gut is wrong sometimes.
You are right. It is not as though we can draw any other conclusion.
Then it's okay to end it here, huh? That means we're done with this last class trial and we can leave this island, right?
It's never that easy.
It's okay to reach such a happy ending, right?
There's no such thing as a happy ending in a Danganronpa game.
Then it's okay? It's okay to say, you've decided on the killer?
He's getting... He knows the answer, but he's not gonna tell us.
Understood. Then voting time.
No, hold on a sec.
Protagonist power.
Hold on. Why?
Sorry, Monokuma.
Sorry, just a little more. I want you guys to wait just a little more. I can't help but feel like there's still something we overlooked.
Like who the traitor is?
But the issue here is who killed Nagito, right? Even if we identify the traitor, the conclusion won't change.
That's true, but...
The mystery isn't just about who the traitor is.
Huh?
No matter how you look at it, Nagito's death is a suicide. But I'm a little worried, you know? I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
Hey, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
Well, we'll pick that up in the next part. So, if you guys want to see the next episode as soon as possible, please leave this video a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys!